New Earth, day 3. And I'm going to get to the strategies, but I want to emphasize the New Earth part. And it's day 3 for me addressing the video in this series. But New Earth literally started on the 20th of March. So it's the 26th. We're the 26th of March, 2026. Numerology? Huh. Uh, People really feeling this. I'm really feeling it. I'm getting a body healing. Now I know I'm doing it because I'm pushing into it, and it started with my own sense of no doubt, lack of. There's a place you can get to. People with faith get to it. They leap over. There's another place you get to the same place of certainty. You have enough evidence that it convinces you you're convinced. And I had that incident on the exactly during the full lunar eclipse, and there's that photographic evidence, and it means nothing to anybody, but it's a real thing, and it's means exactly to me what a, a an intelligent cosmos with a sense of humor would put as an image in the sky to keep me motivated and give me like, Mike, yeah, we hear you, brother. So now I have an incredible sense. Like, I mean, I was saying, if Jesus Christ had shown up, I'd have too many questions. Like, geez, how did you pull off? This thing was just directly to my thing, and I explained it somewhere. I had actually designed, but never did it. I did it as a sunrise celebration. The logic of a 12 being the circle, and if you wanted to invite an unknown, you leave the 12th open. So you do 11 and you leave an open gap. And I made a sunrise circle using those with 11 kind of slanted. It was cool. We had 80 people showing up for a sunrise celebration. And I thought about doing something similar when I went out west, but doing the middle of the night with like metal instead. 11 with lights, and then leave the 12th, 11 lights, and have it go off sequentially and do a party starting at 2 a.m. or sometime in the middle of the night. People dress up as aliens so the aliens could show up. ETs, the word alien. Brothers from space, brothers and sisters from other dimensions, too, eh? Because what was that? There's a photo. I'll include it in this post. But if this is to YouTube, you got to check the Facebook, I guess. And to me, that's real. And it's a UFO showing up would be also too many questions. This thing was directly to the, as I say, I was taking this whole design out west, and I was going to call it a UFO welcoming party or a station, UFO welcoming station, and have a party in the middle of the night, have the 11 lights go off, and then leave the gap. And if you look at that image and count the segments, including the emoji at the end, and that's the thing that kicks it, man. It's like a Mikey 50s rock star pirate emoji. Like Facebook could have designed it. It's got a slightly blunted nose from my favorite lifetime. I've been all over. I remember lots of the previous lives. I really do. I know that stuff's real. So, as I say now, we've had new energy. I had since that, whenever that was, I had a new sense of assurance. But on the 20th, it kicked into a whole new energy. But that's because I'm pushing it in isometrically into my pain and it's breaking through. But I wanted to say some of the strategies, personal strategy. Forget everything else. Try to tune into all the different sensory inputs your body's giving you. And instead of pain or wherever you feel like you need to address something, you push into it like you're massaging and you know that bliss that it feels like. It hurts, but it's blissful. You just push into that as much as you can stand it all day, and you take it in little like bursts. Take a break, stretch out, push in again. And most people have a lot of other things to do all day, including this is what I was going to say. I know that these energies are here, but if most people in the world are stuck in routines or else in some kind of a frantic chase of food or something in a worry cycle, And who's around to really absorb these energies? Because yeah, man, I mean, I've been fortunate enough for a while now to just be trying to focus on what I think is really important, things to think about instead of have to chase. I've had just enough, and I've been giving a lot of that away. So now I'm like having to get my car back on the road entirely. It's all good. I just got to upgrade some stuff so I can actually go places and meet people instead of do all this Wi-Fi stuff. But the point is, most people are stuck in routines and they're not catching into this energy. So where are you guys all at? Well, I'm glad there's about 5 people listening to this. Otherwise, it's okay. Me and the one mind, and I'm actually documenting some things. As I was saying, practice, personal practice. Your intuitions try to clear. You got 3 parts. Threeness is crucial on so many levels, fractally all the way down up from the Trinity, whichever way you want to look at it. Information theory, if you want to just be materialite about it, and then you're above all 3 of those, eh? But you have a decider kind of in the middle. You can think of that as Jehovah's. Okay, should I stress? Should I go to work? Should I meditate? Should I go to work? But your body's telling you some things. Stretch this way, stretch that way. So listen, and when you have time, get into it and just relax into it. Like it's not you anymore. Your body's a gift from the material world to try to reach you in the spirit dimension and pull you in, give you a place you can hug others with. And I think, think of your whole body is like a perceptual field. Now, at that point, as I say, pain, it hurts. I'm doing carpal tunnel therapy right now. Took me a while to get this started because I'm releasing so much nice energy, stretching. This is my yard, by the way. This is Franz, and my yard. I'm renting over here. So the idea that, and then you try to, your own mind is doing like all this rattly thinking up front. You can get behind all that and decide I'm going to let my mind take me for a thing. Let me turn on the social media and get distracted for a minute. And meanwhile, your intuition is saying, Mike, you really should do this or that. So my point is, you have a choice. You're the choicer behind the choicer. You're behind, Christ is what your body that hurts and makes you be real about some stuff. And the Holy Ghost, I'm just translating this for Christians and Buddhites and everybody. Information theory, if you're pure materialite. And you have all this input from everywhere else, the one mind, your intuition, what have you. It's often very accurate. And what's often in the way is your own, like in the middle mind, thinking, what am I really doing? Where you get to think too much, overthink it. So I say, Church of the Jam. I jam, therefore I am, ma'am. Yeah, thinking's overrated. That's a joke, obviously, but it's for real. Dissing Descartes. Hey, dissing Descartes. That could be a band. Um, that's personal strategies, kids. Get tuned in, clear all your bullshit out of your middle mind. Listen to, and then you can listen to good information there. Try to be more impartial. You understand that theoretically it all comes back together. And if you don't understand somebody, that's because you don't understand somebody. Because they're coming from somewhere that to them is real. Now, Jesus says, let's simplify all this. Love your neighbor as yourself. Even if you don't understand them and they look like weirdos. Reptilians from Draconia. Anukai trying to make slave labor out of us. So whatever. Don't we have enough slave labor ites and warring and tendencies, our own draconian minds. So that's all irrelevant and it's a misguide. So the personal strategy here is get centered. We're into some new energies. Looks like there might be disclosure, but the idea is how do we arrange ourselves to, how would we adapt to all this? Let's say we all had 0 point energy. Yeah, we'd all go crazy, like, because we're all still in fear mode. So the other parts of this strategy is what I've been saying all along. Community based. We have to, but the way to do it is directly. Let's start with permaculture farms and the idea that how do you get a little bit of permaculture farms in everybody's front yard? That's just one project out of, I'm going to say, 17 more. we need. And one of them is like talking to each other coherently without fear of being like somebody trying to profiteer or get brownie points. Does it look like I'm looking for likes? I'm a cartoon character in the cartoon dimension. But that just comes naturally. I'm not trying and I don't really want all that. I want things to work out. So the five people that are listening, if you have anybody, connect me to somebody that's got some connect. And I mean, I'm in a great spot. I know I need to start talking to certain people, and I know where they are. The whole Kennedy effort put a lot of uh, resources into that. And I think, as I say, Bobby was 2 years ahead of me at Harvard when I dropped out. I was only there for a year and a half, really a year, but I cut out in the middle of half a term and then I finished it the whole year. And he was still there. I continued on. I ended up having to wear a suit too long. Somehow my prep school ditched the suit in 1970 or 70. Yeah, 70. The teachers would say, I'm not teaching kids that are all uptight wearing a suit. Thank God. All right, that's personal. Yeah, it all becomes personal. And what I've been trying to tell everybody is like, yeah, focus on what you can do. That's what I'm saying. Get centered. And then your intuition's going to tell you something about what's happening. Meanwhile, there's a lot of crisscrossing agenda. You know how it all makes sense? If you, if you just stick to what you know, but also, I say, just theoretically, throw this out there. You can go back into what I've explained it many times, and I'll explain it again. But the Jehovah energy arises out of the one mind. So that's where you get, instead of a fight, you can see how the Buddhites and the Jehovites can work together. The Buddhites will tell you we have a transcendent nature. Therefore, whatever's happening on this planet in the physical dimension is not something to worry about too much. Yeah, but I say it's something to work out for real because that's how you work it out, man. The material plane is not something to transcend, it's something to work out. And you get courage from the spirit dimension to not worry about it. Come back, do it again. Yeah, there is reincarnation. From the Jehovite side, you get a foreshortening of the whole story. So you got a lot of people saying, we're the ones that know, and everybody else doesn't know shit. I'm sorry, you guys are wrong about that. What you do know, hold on to that. That's true. All right? Now, let's get back to what Christ said. Love your neighbor. Don't accuse him of being something you don't understand. Can you get to that? I'm being a little mean green on you guys. I was raised Catholic, but I excommunicated myself because I wanted to see it for myself. And coming from a Buddhist place of meditation, I saw it. Jehovah arises out of the one mind. Sophia arises out of the one mind. That's all you need to know in this video. And it works. And he doesn't tell everybody that's a Jehovite, yeah, everybody's got connection to the one mind. Because then he wouldn't have leverage over you. But he's got leverage over you. He's just trying to explain without getting too complicated. And the leverage is that he has something to do with the material plane coming into being and somehow has an oversight version of it and doesn't need to come in here and wave magic wands to turn things around because it's about all of us getting it because we all come from one mind. So, but you know what he says now? Instead of the Buddhite thing, it's ascension. Buddhites have the UFOs, astrology. They're the people feeling it. Because on that day, March 20th, all kinds of stuff aligned. This stuff works. Who knew? I've seen it work so much that okay, yeah, things work on a lot of different levels and dimensions, and a lot. It comes back to consciousness and the fact that we're 13.8 billion years into this thing. That's a lot of mind craziness and other things. Probably a phase where it was just livity surging through all of that energy. But the initial energy is about being there, and that's about individual personalities. That's how it gets abstract. And now, I mean, that's how it gets personal and then paradoxical. But that's how you're here to feel it. And so what Jehovah's saying is like, this isn't just another ascension. It's one that's going to count because we're doing forward progress. That's where the materialite thing about evolution is real. The material world is its own vital force, its own being in a way, and you can't just discount it from a spirit dimension, whether you're a Jehovite or a Buddhite. And Jehovah is saying, yeah, if you guys just sit and watch, you're going to end up with the mark of the beast. It might be World War III, And then there's going to be a judgment day, and then we'll see where we put heaven on earth, because this planet will be trashed. But that's only 1/3 of the versions. There's other on the ground and people that get it. We're into this new energy, light workers, whatever. I've been at this for 50 something years, since 73 at my latest. And so is Stephen Greer. And he's explaining it too. Hey, Stephen, it's going to work out this time. I know he's concerned because of the Jehovahite thing, we're seeing the worst of the worst. And so, yeah, all these dark agenda, but they're all, come on, they're futile against the greater benevolence that they're surrounded by in this fantastic cosmos. So down to 15, 10 seconds. Hey, new age, but new earth, babies. But most people aren't feeling it. So get into what you do feel, heal your body, push into it, relax. Don't strain a muscle, but you can do it.